All right, so you send over a stack of articles all about AI. Clearly, you're looking for the need-to-know stuff. And, well, that's where we come in. We're going to dive deep and give you the cheat sheet on what's happening in AI right now.
Yeah, and it's important to understand that AI isn't, some futuristic fantasy anymore. It's already a part of so many things, even if we don't always realize it.
Exactly. It's not just robots and science fiction.
Yeah.
We're talking machines doing things that usually need human intelligence,
Hmm.
like learning, reasoning, problem solving. It's in your phone, your car, like everywhere. So let's start with something you've probably heard of, ChatGPT. What's the deal with this thing that has everyone talking?
Well, ChatGPT is really interesting because it's a big jump in natural language processing. It's learning to understand and use human language in a way we haven't really seen before.
So it's not just your average chatbot giving like canned responses.
Not at all. It can actually hold a conversation, write different creative content, and answer your questions in a way that feels much more human. And that's why companies are starting to use it for things like customer service, marketing, and even content creation.
You mentioned in your notes that you're prepping for a big presentation at work. Could ChatGPT actually help with that?
Absolutely. Imagine using it to brainstorm ideas, generate different outlines, or even write compelling introductions. You could even ask it to summarize key points from, lengthy research papers, saving you a ton of time.
Okay, that's pretty impressive. Now, moving from words to images, we have Delhi. I mean, this AI actually creates images from descriptions, right? How does that even work?
It uses something called a diffusion model, which is really fascinating. It starts with just random noise, and then based on your text description, it gradually refines the noise into a coherent image.
So you're telling me I could ask it to create a picture of, like a cat riding a unicorn wearing a top hat,
Hmm.
and it would do it.
Exactly, and the results can be incredibly realistic or stylized, depending on what you ask for. It's a game changer for creative fields.
Yeah.
Think about advertising, concept art, fashion design.
Speaking of changing the game, we use AI every day with voice assistant,
Yeah.
like Siri and Alexa. I feel like those are kind of becoming the gateway to that whole smart home concept, right?
Yeah, you're right. Voice assistants are becoming the central control hub for so many things, controlling your lights, adjusting the thermostat, getting information, playing music, all with just your voice.
Convenient. But what about self-driving cars? This feels like the future is knocking at our door, and maybe we're not quite ready. What are your thoughts on something like Tesla Autopilot?
Well, self-driving tech is evolving so rapidly, but there are definitely hurdles before we see it everywhere. Safety is a major concern, of course, and there are also ethical things to work through.
But think about it. You could reclaim your commute time, read a book, catch up on work, or even take a nap. Cities could be completely transformed by this.
Yeah, it's certainly exciting to imagine the possibilities, and even though full autonomy is still a work in progress, the advancements we're seeing are really impressive.
All right, so we've talked about AI that writes, creates images, answers our questions, drives our cars. But where does AI really start to show its muscle?
When you look at things like IBM Watson and DeepMind, you start to see the real power of AI. We're talking about analyzing huge amounts of data to solve really complex problems.
Like IBM Watson being used in healthcare to help doctors diagnose things earlier and more accurately.
Exactly. And DeepMind's AlphaGo actually beat a world champion Go player, which was a huge milestone. This is where AI goes beyond just convenience. It's about breakthroughs in science, medicine, fields we never thought possible.
This is all incredibly cool, but honestly, a little overwhelming. We've covered so much already. It's like the AI world is exploding with new things all the time.
It absolutely is, and it can be tough to keep up. But that's why we're here, to break it down and make sense of it all.
Okay, well, before we get too far ahead of ourselves, there's another AI I wanted to ask about, Midjourney. This seems like another one for the creative folks, right?
Absolutely. Another platform for AI-generated art. It's become super popular with artists and designers.
So what makes Midjourney stand out from something like Delhi? What can you tell us about it?
Well, for one, Midjourney is known for its incredibly unique and artistic style. It's like having a collaborator who can visualize anything you dream up, but with a really distinct aesthetic.
That's really intriguing. So for someone who maybe isn't a professional artist,
Hmm.
could they use Midjourney to, I don't know, create cool imagery for their social media or
Oh,
something?
right. Absolutely. One of the great things about Midjourney is that it's relatively easy to use, even if you don't have any artistic experience.
So it sounds like Midjourney could be like a fun way for anyone to tap into their creative side, even if they don't really consider themselves an artist.
Exactly. Really democratizing art, making it accessible.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about AI that can write, generate images, answer our questions, drive our cars, diagnose diseases. It seems like AI is impacting like every part of our lives. And what's fascinating to me is just how fast things are advancing. Feels like there's something new to learn every day.
Yeah, it's true. The field is just exploding right now. New applications and breakthroughs are happening constantly.
That's both exciting and a little bit daunting, wouldn't you say?
Definitely can be. But it's important to remember that with all this talk about the tech itself, the heart of it is how AI is going to affect our lives, how it's going to shape society.
That's a really important point. I mean, we've touched on some of the potential benefits, like convenience and efficiency, but are there downsides we should be aware of?
Of course, one of the biggest concerns is the potential impact on jobs. As AI gets more capable, it's going to be able to automate tasks that are currently done by humans.
So things like data entry,
Hmm.
customer service, even truck driving could be done by AI in the future.
Yeah, it's a very real possibility. And it raises a lot of questions like how do we prepare for a future where AI plays a much bigger role? How do we make sure that people whose jobs are displaced by AI can find new opportunities?
Those are definitely things we need to be thinking about and discussing.
Absolutely. It's a conversation that needs to involve everyone. Policymakers, business leaders, educators, workers themselves.
So it sounds like AI isn't just some abstract technological advancement. It has real implications for all of us.
Exactly. And it's not something that's happening in some distant future. It's happening now, and it's only going to grow.
You mentioned a while back that one of the goals of this deep dive was to figure out why AI matters to you, the listener. So what stands out to you from all of this?
What aspects of AI are you finding most intriguing?
Do you see AI primarily as a tool for progress?
Or do you have concerns about the potential downsides?
It's a complex topic
Yeah,
with no easy answers, but it's a conversation we need to have.
absolutely. And this deep dive is really just a starting point. What we've tried to do is give you a framework for understanding the key players, the major applications, and the most important questions we should all be asking.
Now it's up to you to do some further exploring, dive deeper into the things that interest you, see what new developments are happening, and really engage with this conversation.
AI is constantly evolving, so staying informed and curious is key.
Okay, before we let you go, we want to leave you with one final thought.
We've talked about AI's impact on jobs, but what about its impact on creativity?
Hmm, that's a really interesting question. I mean, we've seen how AI can generate text, images, even music. Does that mean human creativity is becoming obsolete?
Or could AI actually be a tool that enhances our creativity, allows us to explore new possibilities,
Right.
and push boundaries we never thought possible?
Yeah, I mean, we're already seeing artists and musicians experimenting with AI tools. So what do you think? Is this the start of a new era of collaboration between humans and machines?
It's certainly an intriguing possibility.
So as AI keeps evolving, will it become our creative partner or our creative competitor?
That's a question we can't really answer definitively yet, but it's a question worth pondering.
And for you, the listener, we challenge you to think about this. How do you see AI's role in creativity unfolding?
How might you incorporate AI tools into your own creative endeavors? Or how might they inspire you in unexpected ways?
Yeah, it really is mind-blowing to think about AI in that creative realm. We've seen AI-generated music topping the charts, AI-created artwork being sold for thousands of dollars.
Makes you wonder if we'll see AI artists winning Grammys or Oscars one day.
Right. Or will AI-generated content just become so commonplace that it's not even a novelty anymore? Will we even be able to tell the difference between human-created and AI-created art in the future?
Those are questions. We'll just have to see how they play out as AI keeps evolving. But it definitely raises questions about
Yeah.
what the role of, human artists will be in this new landscape. Will AI replace them, or will it become this tool for collaboration, a way to enhance human creativity?
Well, I guess that's up to us to decide how we choose to use these powerful tools. That'll ultimately shape the future of art and creativity.
Exactly. It's a responsibility we should really take seriously. But it's also just an exciting time to be alive, to witness this fusion of technology and creativity unfolding.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of AI, let's just distill a few key takeaways. First, AI is here to stay. It's already a part of our lives in countless ways, and its influence is only going to grow.
And second, AI is a tool, a very powerful tool, but a tool nonetheless. It has the potential for tremendous good and potential harm. It's up to us to make sure that AI is developed and used responsibly and ethically.
And finally, remember that AI is a constantly evolving field. What we know today might be completely different tomorrow. So stay curious, stay informed, and never stop exploring the possibilities.
We hope this deep dive has given you a solid foundation for understanding the world of AI, but this is just the beginning of your journey. Go out there and keep learning, keep questioning, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to shape the future of AI.